Hello boys and girls, it is Jules here for What Culture Comics, joined as ever by his son, Ewan.
Hello.
How are you today? You alright?
Doing good, you know, good comics, no fires to contend with today, no till problems, all good.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Yes, as always we are here for the show that was formerly called Panel Pals, which is now officially been called that longer than it was ever called Panel Pals.
That longer than it was, there we go.
So hit that rejected.
I'm
I'm not very well, hit that jingle. Yes, that's right. I'm still recovering.
Should have gone out of your system by now. What's this amateurish?
No, I'm just recovering a little bit from illness. So apologies if I'm a bit spacier than usual. Not Kevin Spacey though. We have 3 comic lines in front of us as per usual. We have the Tales of Rasputin, we have Spider-Man, and we also have Batman. Now, not the Batman Dark Metal saga because we chose to carry on with the main.
Yeah, we got
the main
and
one.
You know it is a tie-in, and even
Very
though it
true.
was going to have the Batman Who Laughs, you know we have to make sacrifices every now and then to keep this 3-issue format going. So
Exactly,
yeah.
And as you well know, we're only going to delve into each comic book for 5 minutes, or is it 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yep.
3 minutes per comic book, and let you know what we thought about them. So where would you like to start, oh son of
Oh,
mine?
let's start with Rasputin, with old Razzie P.
Sounds good to me.
I'll put the whole.
Now, before we even
Oh,
start,
no, yeah, this
before we
is
even
your own
start,
comic.
let's just turn to page. What is it? Page 3.
It's Jules, Daddy Jules.
Yep.
Look at him.
Just I am apparently a Nazi.
Yeah.
Didn't need any more of those comments.
You know what Rasputin got up to in the Royal Palace, don't you?
A lot of f***ing.
Yes.
A lot of dying.
His penis is on display I'm fairly certain they have it on display.
Mine is always on display. Why do you think
well.
I always sit down for these? I don't wear trousers.
Doesn't, folks. Doesn't.
Let's hit that timer. Let's go.
Yeah,
Ready?
here we go. Right, you're on the clock.
I thought this was a really nice comic book. It's, as we were talking about before we started recording, it's captures that Hammer horror vibe,
Yes.
doesn't it? Because it's kind of very fantastical, very gothic, but quite grounded in old school storytelling. It's a simple horror narrative that's being delivered to the reader. I felt I understood everything that was going on. It doesn't overwhelm the reader with sort of extra lore that's going on. It just seems to be a simple ghost slash supernatural tale.
Yeah, and it's
I
really
like
good
that.
because it's like we've never seen Mignola go this far back with the Mignola verse before. And as you know, Trevor Brutenholm, he is he's Hellboy's dad, real dad.
Yes.
Not devil dad. He is the human dad who adopts him, and it kind of goes it kind of goes into that period before World War II and during World War II. And it goes about how his time at Bletchley Park, which if you don't know is the place where they broke all the Nazi codes.
Yep.
And yeah, it's really interesting. I really like what they're going with and the whole lore that Mignola's building with this past. So like they talk about how the Queen had their own like private occult investigator.
That's
and
quite
stuff,
cool, isn't it?
And obviously Rasputin as well. We don't get to see much of him in this issue.
No, but you see just
Yeah.
enough to create that sort of air of mystery.
Yeah.
You want to know more about the man who, you know, in real life apparently survived being drowned, poisoned, stabbed, and then was thrown into a river, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then, like, he's saying in this one, it's like, that's what allowed him to speak to Ra,
Yes.
allowing him to connect with this serpent god.
The Ogdu Jihad.
Yeah, and basically
Yeah.
he's saying that there's going to be a massive world event that's going to reshape all of
Which is the coming of
mankind,
Hellboy.
which is the
And,
coming of
yeah.
Hellboy, and he thinks that it's going to be either a good thing or a bad thing. We're not actually sure what side Rasputin is on. He knows that it's coming, but you can't tell if he's willing for it to happen, to destroy everything, or he's willing for it to just come and be the next step.
That's a very interesting thing because in the actual Hellboy comics and Seed of Destruction, he is painted as an out-and-out villain. Like he's working with the Nazis, he brings Hellboy into the world. He's wanting to kind of get him to like cause the apocalypse and bring about Ragnarok. But in here, it's like they mention how why would I betray Russia for Germany?
Exactly,
Like, you're my sworn
exactly.
enemy, and then like he's obviously a nasty bloke.
Yeah,
But there are some shades of grey beforehand.
Exactly, and I think that always makes for a good villain, really. You shouldn't just be out and out evil, it should be that person who grows into being an evil character. Very interesting to see them going back this far. Always a risk with comic books to do that, because once they set that in stone, it's so hard for them to undo. But as it stands, I feel like they've done a fantastic job starting this journey.
Yeah, how many panels are you going to give it?
I would give this one maybe a 3.5, but only because of the fact that I feel it doesn't do anything outrageous.
Yes.
I think that it plays it possibly too safe.
Yeah,
but I don't think that's a massive criticism. I think that's just a sensible one.
I think that's a very sensible. I'd agree. I think it's a very solid start to a new series. And again, you don't have to be a massive fan of Hellboy to get into it. If you don't know much about the character, it's a good jumping on point.
I'm joining as a fairly recent convert.
But conversely, if you're like me and you live the shit out of your Hellboy, then it's really good to get into that nitty grittiness of the. And the time is up. So there we go. Perfect.
3.5 panels.
Who even needs a clock,
5.
right?
Right. So should we move on to Amazing Spider-Man or Batman?
Go on, Batman's closer. Isn't it?
It's slightly closer, therefore easier for my weakened body. 3, 2. Come on, Jules, you can do this. Just think of the heroine you'll get afterwards. 1, go!
Go on.
Batman.
No.
It's good.
It is very good.
It's very well written, this, and it's got a really good... I like it when comics spend the entire time around a fight. Why do not more comics do this? It's like, stop talking and start stabbing.
It's a clever fight as well.
It is.
It's not just one of those like smashy.
I mean, it's comic book ham.
Yes.
Because basically, it's a big ham. This is because basically there's two women fighting, both professing their love or trying to understand the mind of Batman, coming to terms with each other through physical violence. You learn a bit more about Talia's upbringing versus Catwoman's upbringing. We already knew these things, but it's nice to have them tell each other that. And then in the sub-story, you've got, Damian and... Nightwing sitting there just having a chat about how to accept that their dad's affected or foster dad is not okay, but that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a weird mental health issue. Almost,
I really love the fight because there was a danger that this could have been made into like some sort of catty, like we're fighting over Bruce's affections type thing.
Yes.
But Tom King does something really clever and makes it more about Selena fighting for her right to choose the person she wants to be with, more so than fighting for the right to be with Batman. It is very much like no agency is lost here, and that's very clever on his behalf. So,
they toyed with the idea that we posed last week as well, in the fact that we thought that maybe Talia was going to kill Catwoman and then dump her into the Lazarus pit and bring back. She openly said that. She said, "I will kill you just so I can resurrect you and then try and kill you again."
Like,
Jesus,
that's harsh. How much? Like, you think they've probably actually done? Or Raish did do that with Talia. But like, you imagine all the other people that have like got on the wrong side and they're just getting killed and then...
Do you know what was really interesting about this, though, is that this entire issue focused very little on the actual main arc of what's coming on. Because the reason that they've been sent there is they're looking for a woman called Holly, who's apparently killed over 200 women, but Selena has been framed for it, or she's said that
Selena willingly took the blame. So in the comics, Holly is like kind of a roommate, best friend type
But now
thing.
they've come here looking for her, and they're trying to get the real truth as to either why she did it or why she should take the fall in her place, sort of thing. I mean, as it stands, it's just nice because it's giving the time for that relationship to sort of blossom. And again, it goes towards helping fans understand and accept that this is the direction that Batman is going now. He is married, he is happy-ish.
And it's perfect because alternating weeks we get Mr. Miracle, other weeks we get Batman.
And they even reference Mr. Miracle in this. Oh no, they're Mr. Terrific, don't they?
Mr. Terrific,
yeah. They do, yeah.
Yeah, but Tom King, man,
what a boy.
What a boy.
What a boy. Yeah, so that was a really entertaining one. I would say that gets 4 panels.
Yeah, I think 4 panels, and we've got 10 seconds to go. That's brilliant.
Then I should just say Batman. Do a slow zone.
There you go. That was 10 seconds. We'll just say that's 10 seconds.
Just cut that out. I'm actually cutting. And then finally, we drop into the amazing Webby world of the Spider-Man, the spectacular Spider-Man. He's upgraded himself in his sort of descriptive terms.
Yes, there are different Spidey books. So there's Spectacular, Amazing, and I'm fairly certain there's another.
Wonderful,
the
Terrific,
brilliant,
the Flamboyant
Spider-Man,
the Sexy Spider-Man.
Sexy Spider-Man I think that's a definite book. Yeah.
The Sinister Spider-Man.
Oh, there was a Superior Spider-Man a while back, which was slightly sinister.
The Obtuse Spider-Man. The Oblong Spider-Man.
The Verbose Spider-Man who does wall-crawling things.
The Dead Spider-Man. It's the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's none of those. It's none of those.
Right, okay. Are we on?
Yeah, you're gonna go.
Right, okay, so this wins my award for the best big longy this week, I think, because it's setting up a new story arc. However, I don't think that this is my favourite comic this week because of the ending.
Yes.
It builds up very well. It talks about Peter having just outed himself to Jonah Jameson and basically dealing with revealing his identity to one of his long-term foes.
Which is brilliant. It's really funny.
Yeah, and it was a really funny dialogue exchange they had, and possibly those two becoming sort of like buddies on the run, because Jonah comes and saves him towards the end after a SWAT team tries to invade Peter Parker's house. However, the issue I have is... Peter turns himself in to the police when he gets out, because he sees Aunt May being taken away, and he says, no, I can't have that affecting her life. And it's like, well, dude, you know that was what was going to happen anyway, so why didn't you just go straight to her house and tell her this? Like, I was very confused as the whole episode seemed to be, wait, stop.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And like, I was thinking we were going to get some sort of Thelma and Louise style J. Jonah, Peter Parker bants on the road type thing, which would be amazing, because Chip Zdarsky really gets a sense for J. Jonah's voice. Like, you read him out and you hear J.K. Simmons just going,
you totally.
What about those pictures of Spider-Man? And it's really, really good.
That has to be the funniest line across all of these comic books, which was it's like, I owe you a lot. And he goes, you owe me thousands of those pictures of Spider-Man I paid you for.
Oh, God.
Which I just thought was really, really nice.
And there's some really, like, the momentum, the action's a really good escape sequence where he's cornered in his own apartment, and he's trying to get out, and he can't use his spider sense.
So he punches his way through the floor.
Really, really clever.
Nice.
And I totally agree. It does kind of fizzle out into a little bit of a whimper. Yeah. But I'm hopeful that it's going to take another turn, and I would love to see J. Jonah Jameson bust Peter Parker out of a prison, because that would be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I see this going is that the next issue is going to start with him possibly being taken in, but Jonah's going to break him out.
Yes.
That's how I hope it's going to be, and then they're going to have this kind of like hard-boiled, old gumshoe style detective thing. I would love that.
Oh my God, I just love how it's such a clever decision to make Peter reveal his identity to J. Jonah, because you think about it and how because all the, like, obviously we don't know how the continuity works, because it's always changing and so on and so forth. It's like, oh, I gave you a job because you took pictures of yourself. It's really clever, really funny.
We all remember the last time that Peter revealed himself to Jonah when he basically gave him a heart attack, didn't he? So he dealt with this slightly better.
No, really good.
I really, really enjoyed it. However, I just think that when you compare this to the other books, whereas these two seem to be fledgling series that are starting to gain their foothold, this one may stumble just a slight bit by having the legs cut out from underneath it, by basically building up an action sequence that feels moot.
Almost anticlimactic.
It's a little bit anticlimactic. However, there's the most promise within this one, maybe, because I'm looking forward to it the most. Whereas I love this, interested by this, but I just think this has the most potential. Does that make sense? I can criticise it, but I think that it's a really good story.
Time is up. But I would like to say that I think we've had like 10 years of Dan Slott and Spider-Man, and this is a new writer coming in and doing his own thing. I really hope that the changes that do come ahead actually stay. Like, I think it would be really lazy if at the end of the week it's like J. Jonah's like just pretends that he doesn't know that it's fun.
I wouldn't like that.
But that really good book.
So what should we give that panel-wise? Oh, son of mine.
I'm going to give that a solid 4.
Solid 4, I would agree with that. 4 panels out of 5. So there we go. Those are the 3 comic lines that we've read this week. Have you picked any of them up? And if so, what do you think about them? Let us know down in the comments section below. And as always, don't forget, I was going to say don't remember, that'd be terrible if you don't remember. Do remember to go to What Culture Comics on Twitter. Follow that, please, because we're trying to get that off the ground.
We have polls.
We have polls.
Do you like polls?
I love polls, man.
Yeah, love voting.
I love voting.
Democracy.
Even if the country goes against the thing I vote. But that's not the point. It's not a political show, is it? It's a comedy show. No, it's not. It's not a comedy show. It's a comedy show. I'm so ill. I feel so sick.
I mean, it's a comic-y show.
It's a comic-y show.
It's okay, Jules.
Just kill me now. Honest to Christ. It's one of those things, I hate being ill.
I'd throw you into the Lazarus pit if I could, but...
I wouldn't even want that. I would just want a penknife just right in the eyeball. Just kill me really horrifically. Because this is the thing. I want my death to not be about me. My life has been about me. My death should be about what the other people get to see.
Oh, right. Kind of like Trotsky with the ice pick in the back.
Yeah, exactly, man. Just like you stab me in the foot, I'll be like, that's sick. Nice. Yeah. That's going to look wicked when I die.
There we go, folks. That's... I think a ghost has just stabbed Jules to death. I mean, he's drooling on the comic and everything. It's depreciating in value as we speak.
Or appreciating in value.
Oh, yeah, depending on how you look at it.
And that's been Panel Pals. No, it hasn't. It's been the show formerly called
Let us know if you want to buy that Spider-Man issue.
I'll sign it. I'll sign it with my spit. See you later, then.